And ladies and gentlemen, it is time to bounce. And here is Emmanuel Henderson from inside his end zone, and will be stopped shy of the 20-yard line. That will bring out the sixth-year captain, Jalen Daniels, 16 passing touchdowns, the most in Kansas history through 5 games, and he's one off the national lead coming into this week, trailing Baylor's Sawyer Robertson.
He is so much fun. Look at last week's numbers, 455, and then always a threat to run the football. You see the 55 yards there, so really right now defensively, you do not know how to stop this quarterback.
Daniels to throw, a little behind, but a fantastic adjustment made by Keaton Quebeca coming off his best game. 3 catches last week against Cincinnati.
And this is the area that I've been really impressed with Jalen Daniels. You see the ability to get through his reads, but keep a nice space. It's 1, it's 2, it's 3, then shows off the arm strength. A little inaccurate there, but still finds a way to get the completion.
Jalen Daniels has 4 touchdown passes on opening drives. UCF is not allowed a point in the first quarter. Looking one way and through the hands of Emmanuel Henderson. He started off last week's game with a 93-yard touchdown.
Yeah, it was a 93-yard touchdown, Lowell, that I don't think he was expecting. It was a go ball on the outside, really just a clear route, and the corner who was playing the third of the field just kind of sat there, and he just said, okay, I'll just keep running. Catches it 93 yards, but he's a speedster. Can you get him one-on-one with some shots down the field?
A UCS defense that has not allowed a point in the first quarter. Kansas running roughshod in the first stanza, 63 on the year. See a lot of motion tonight. Daniels hitting the brakes, gobbled up for a loss, and it was Malachi Lawrence, part of a fantastic edge duo. Him and Nigel Lee Kelly are forces.
Well, they're going to have to find ways to keep Jalen in the pocket. Part of that is off the play action, bootleg game as well. They're long, they're fast. And we talked to Boach coaching staff, Florida fast. That is the key word right now. We are Florida fast, and we can believe, or we do believe, we can hang with Jalen.
Talishawn Williams, leading running back, will set up a 4th and 6 situation. And that will bring out the punt team for the Jayhawks. And Lance Leipold, who has done a fantastic job as head coach of the Jayhawks. 25 wins in season number 5. The previous 5 head coaches before him had 20 total wins. Finn Lappin will punt it away. Handles the high snap. And this will spike out of bounds at around the 20-yard line. And that will bring out Taven Jackson. Just good to see him out here for UCF. He was one of 2 quarterbacks last week in the loss at Kansas State to suffer a sprained AC joint. That's in your shoulder. He went out in the second quarter, returned in the third quarter. And this is his long road here to Orlando. Was an ESPN 300 prospect when he signed with Tennessee. 2 years at Indiana. Last season, key backup to Curtis Rourke. And now it's his show here in Orlando. Will throw and trying to pick that is going to be Wayden Charles.
Well, I really like Taven Jackson. He has everything you want from a quarterback standpoint. Good arm strength, good accuracy.
And they will rely on this man on the ground. Tumbling over tackles is Miles Montgomery. Lyric Rolls bring him down. First down, UCF.
Oh, he's got a good run game, too, which helps the quarterback with not a ton of experience. They will rely on those guys. You'll see Montgomery and then Nixon. I really like number 5. You'll see him in their home run threat at the running back spot.
They have playmakers at every level of this offense. Is Taven Jackson healthy enough to set them up? Jakari Brown is a no-go tonight for the Knights So it's Taven Jackson and Cam Fancher, available quarterbacks. Climbing in the pocket, pump fake, the adjustment, and sells it over the head of Miles Montgomery. Let's take a look at our Pizza Hut impact players.
Well, there's the star receiver on the outside, DJ Black, and he's a 10-200 meter, can absolutely fly. And then Trey Latham, the linebacker there. We talk about the skill of the running back spots for UCF. Gonna have to manage that run game.
Jackson clean, pocket and a strike to speedy Dwayne Thomas Jr. They call him the Manu Ginobili of the UCF offense. Not the biggest dude, but all heart, and the leading receiver for the Knights.
Well, the one thing, when the coach staff was talking about how good of a blocker, I was like, I gotta look back at the stats, 5'8", 175, but they were raving about how willing he is to get in there with linebackers and safeties and block, and then around the middle of the field, that slot receiver that can run those option routes like you just saw.
Thomas to the sideline there, 3rd down and short. Montgomery will try to slip out of a tackle. Fantastic second effort. Miles Montgomery coming off the best game of his career, 100 yards on the ground against K-State. Huge pickup there.
Well, they want to get him more involved. Obviously, they feel like they have a 2 running back system here at UCF, but really he's the bell guy. He's the starter. Great vision, great patience. You see it right now, 3rd and 1, bounces it, and then gets skinny to get the first down.
Back to Montgomery, looking for a seam left side, picks up a couple of yards. Now this is a Kansas defense that is really struggling. Allowed 603 yards in the loss against Cincinnati. The secondary looked absolutely lost in that game, and they're playing without their star linebacker, Bengali Kamara, in the first half, because we saw him ejected in the second half because of a targeting call a week ago. Jackson, the quick toss, complete to Charles, his 2nd catch, and fighting his way to the 36-yard line.
We raved about Jalen and his ability to get the ball out fast. You see the same thing with Taven Jackson. Just a simple run-pass option. You see the quickness, being able to put the ball in. That's something that he did a lot at Tennessee. You think of Tennessee's offense, you have to get the ball out to the perimeter. Showed a little bit of it right now on this pass. Sees green grass, rips it, able to get the first down.
Jackson, great protection, flips it out to Montgomery. Montgomery, the hurdle out of bounds. How about showing off just a little bit, Miles?
It's a fun offense. It's a young offense. And we talked to the coach staff yesterday. They're just so giddy. Just offense, defense, but how every game they're going to continue to see guys step up, make plays, and it's a pretty nice hurdle. We talk about Florida athletes. That's what they look like right there.
5th-year senior out of Jacksonville. Started his career at Cincinnati. And there's a sweep action by Chris Domerkant. And that will set up a 3rd and manageable here.
This is where you want to be, 3rd and manageable. See if they want to get 4 wide, 5 wide, spread things out, give the quarterback a clean look.
UCF just 3 of 13 on 3rd down last week. Could be 4-down territory for the Knights. Montgomery's got the rock, he's got a hole! Bye-bye, Miles Montgomery!
Well, it's an offense that wants to run the football, and they committed to it on the first drive of this game. Run, 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 a couple checkdowns in some passing situations. But they said, hey, give the ball to number 22. We want to get him more involved in the right side of this offensive line, and then the center as well. Carter Miller moving bodies for his running back.
29-yard touchdown by Miles Montgomery, the leader of this backfield that makes the UC yards to take the early 7-0 lead. Huge game. Both these teams have a loss in Big 12 play. Don't want to afford to take that second loss this early in what still is a wild and wide open Big 12 race. Kansas will get another crack at it. And Henderson will just watch this one sail to the studio now, and Kevin Connors. Oh, let's take a look at what we got in the Big 12. BYU, we're seeing Bear Bachmeier grow up before our eyes. Cincinnati, maybe Sorsby's getting into that Heisman hunt as well. Houston and Texas Tech going on now, battle of undefeateds. Daniels to Harry Stewart out of the backfield to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, the Big 12 right now, we anticipated being pretty wide open and exciting, and we are going to get that not only now, but for the rest of the season. It is wide open with a ton of teams that have an opportunity to be representing the Big 12 in the Big 12 championship, and then obviously in the playoffs after that.
Can UCF continue to make Kansas work? They put up a ton of yards, but they struggle on third down and in the red zone. Carson Bruin in the backfield. All Jalen Daniels following Bruin, has a pulling blocker, and a lot of black jerseys there right at the line to gain.
Well, my biggest worry, like it looks like we got a first down there on Jalen's run. My biggest worry with this offense is they are so reliant on Jalen Daniels and every asset. He's got to be creative with his arm. He's got to make plays in the pocket. He's got to run the football on second and long distance like we just saw there. He needs some support around him.
Problem is, Daniel Highshaw, who was supposed to be the lead running back, missing his second straight game. So thin in the backfield. Daniels will throw the feathery touch to the dabbing tight end, Bowden Groon. He is starting to blow up. They don't really know what they had with him because he tore his labrum at Rice last season. He's been a pleasant surprise.
Oh, they've been loving him so far. Only been in since July. We talked about in the open how much they love utilizing these tight ends, especially vertically down the field. And this is so nice, layered up and over the second level defenders before the safety can make a play. That is as good as it can get from a quarterback standpoint, throwing that football.
Little wrinkle. Isaiah Marshall now checks in at quarterback. Saw this a couple of times last week. Fakes the pitch to Daniels. That is some elite acceleration to the 40-yard line.
But this is what they need, though. They need creative ways to run the football where it's not number 6, having to run between the tackles, having to get hit. And where's a spot where you can take advantage of UCF? It's on the outside running the football. Last week, horrendous against Kansas State, being able to stop those outside zones.
Quarterback run haunted them against the Wildcats. Avery Johnson, 75 rushing yards. Daniels, speed option, and he is cut off and cut down by Lewis Carter, the reckless linebacker for the Knights. He is fun to watch.
Well, he's just fast, and that's a big thing you see with him. He can go sideline to sideline, 6'2", 225, and can move.
Let's look at our Pizza Hut impact players.
Oh, these are impact players. Manuel Henderson, the speed on the outside, then Malachi Lawrence, these defensive ends, they're going to have to keep contained throughout the game.
3rd and 1. Tush push. And a flag is down. Daniels got the push from Groon. And he got the necessary yardage, pinning the flag.
Illegal motion, number 88. Offense is moving forward prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
So Bowden Groon, who was the pusher, the guilty party. Let's do it again on 3rd down.
Oh, this is for a defense for UCF. You have to understand, let's see him move forward right now. Have to get set. You cannot be moving forward at the snap. Good call there by the refs. This is the situation right now. Defensively, you have to be wary for Jalen's legs, and also this point of the field as well, 4 down territory for Kansas.
Daniels finds the crossing. Emmanuel Henderson upended by Philip Dunham.
That's a hard-hitting safety. Dunham coming up to make the tackle, and as we expected, 4 down territory, get a completion, make this 4th down a spot where you can run the football, quarterback can run it as well, or utilize his legs outside the pocket.
Kansas 3 for 3 on 4th downs in the first quarter this year. And a timeout is called by the Jayhawks. Thinking about it before a pivotal 4th and 2, trying to chase 7 here in Orlando.
With his legs.
Daniels with time, the overhand toss, incomplete. He was looking for Levi Wentz, and the Knights hold on 4th down. This is what I was talking about. Make Kansas work for it.
Well, they got that what they wanted. They're running a mesh concept versus man-to-man, and enough room to make the completion here for Jalen Daniels, but watch his feet on the throw. Okay, you see the jump? There was no need for that. Keep your feet in the ground, make an accurate pass. This is what Coach said. This is what they're working on this year. Again, just awkward ball dies, no juice on it. A rare miss from a quarterback that's played exceptional this season.
Both coaching staffs talked about inaccuracy from their quarterbacks, never once mentioned arms. It was all feet. Speaking of feet, the fleet feet of Miles Montgomery, turning the corner, hitting the Jets inside the 40-yard line. "21 yards.
You got some help as well. You're going to see there are actually 2 running backs in formation. Look at number 5, Nixon, blocking on the perimeter for his buddy. And keep running the football until they find a way to stop you.
2 runs of at least 20 yards tonight from Montgomery. The first was the touchdown. 2 explosive offenses. Knights get a lot of it done on the ground. Taven Jackson to the motion man, incomplete. Dormican tries to slip out of a tackle from 2 Kansas defenders. Check in with Lauren.
Yeah, guys, Miles Montgomery from Jacksonville played for Cincinnati, part of the 2021 undefeated season, but he was feeling kind of homesick. Felt like Frost in this offense was a great fit for him, a place he could develop into an NFL-type running back, all while playing for a coach that he says relatable, cool guy, and is more than just football.
Scott Frost knows that will be a selling point going forward here with the transfer portal. A lot of great players in the state of Florida looking to come back home. Montgomery, glad to have him home. 1 yard shy of the first down marker.
I think it's going to be the big thing for Scott Frost is rebuilding this roster in the way that he wants. 70 new faces is a lot of new faces to build and understand your culture and what you're trying to accomplish.
Taven Jackson, the quick flip, and complete to Dylan Wade. And Austin Alexander, a future star at corner for Kansas, comes up to make the stop.
That's a big-time tackle right there. You have a tight end body in your face. Go low, take him down. And right now, UCF themselves going to go for it on 4th down. So we go back and look at the excellent tackle right there.
Kansas with 2 losses on the season. Missouri and Cincinnati in those losses. Opponents 7 of 8 on 4th down. Montgomery, the tailback, we got flags.
We saw a flinch, I believe, from the center, 52, Carter Miller.
Kansas has called their second timeout of the half. Full timeout.
How about Lance Leipold sensing the situation and calling the timeout?
I know. I think you saw the flags on the field. Gave UCF an opportunity to go to break, figure things out. Big fourth down coming up after this.
Scott Frost, his most consequential home game since returning to UCF. Lance Leipold, this is an enormous one with a six-year senior at quarterback. Cannot afford a third loss this early. Here is the fourth down. UCF will go out of the timeout by Kansas. And going backwards is Montgomery. He got away from everyone, hitting the brakes, spinning inside the 20. There was nothing there until Miles Montgomery made some magic.
Well, this is the frustrating part for Kansas. They feel like, hey, we can score with anyone, but can our defense get stops? And you have them in the backfield. You have them dead to rights. And Montgomery once again bounces it, finds the space, gets the first down.
This time it's Jackson with the keep, and he is stopped by John Kamara. John's going to have to be huge because Bengali Kamara, by the way, no relation, out until the second half because of a targeting call in the second half last week. The issue for Kansas, like Aaron said,
defense,
all
number
defense.
52 lined up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty, first down.
And so Kansas was lined up in the neutral zone, give him 5 yards here.
It's all been defense. Been bad against the pass, been bad against the run. And UCF smells blood early in this game running the football with their running back.
And there is Kamara, who will return in the second half. Red zone now for UCF, where they have been bad. 50% touchdown percentage, last in the Big 12. Speed option pitch. Montgomery cuts it up. Montgomery with the hook and staying up to the 5-yard line. This is Miles Montgomery's show.
Montgomery, the running back, or Montgomery, the track star right now, the hurdler. This is the second time we've seen 22. I mean, multiple times we've seen him make defenders miss, but then hurdle up and over the double to get 3 more yards.
Montgomery trying to cash in, and this time Kansas bows up. Jalen Todd makes a stop.
Sometimes you just...
Jalen's got to sit down a little bit. We got to, the first play of the game, we got to get our head turned around a little bit more, things like that. So we'll get there. We got a lot of game to play yet.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Miles Montgomery with the second touchdown run of the night, and it's 13-0 UCF.
Should we expect anything different here to start the second quarter than giving number 22 his 11th touch of the ball game? Has been dominant and was dominant in the first quarter behind this offensive line, moving big bodies, and able to get another score to start the second quarter.
And what did the UCF coaching staff tell us coming into this game? We must get Miles Montgomery the football. Aaron mentioned 11 touches. That's in 18 plays for the Knights. They had the huge 4th down stop, got a 4th down conversion on this drive when it looked like Miles Montgomery was going nowhere. He's sensational tonight.
Yeah, he is special, and that guy right there, Scott Frost, knows when he's got a guy that's got a heater right now and continue to feed him. And let's look at the package for Montgomery throughout the ball game right now. Has been terrific, is number 22. Not only on the ground, but he's been a primary receiver out of the backfield, hurdling defenders left and right. You see that 10 rushes, 99 yards, but the offensive line as well, Lowell, opening up gaps for him. He has been fun to watch, physical, has good speed, not elite speed, but enough. But right there, this is what I talk about. 4th down, you're stopped in the backfield, the will to keep on turning those legs to be able to get a first down. And right now, 22 is going to continue to get more and more carries this ball game the way he's playing.
And for a quarterback at Taven Jackson that is playing coming off a sprained non-throwing shoulder, you don't want him taking hits. Feed the running back, take pressure off.
At the end of the day, it's still football. If you can run the football, run the football. Win at the line of scrimmage, and I think Scott Frost and his offensive staff found the recipe so far early on in this game. And for Kansas, they're going to have to adjust. They're going to have to put more defenders in the box to slow him down.
And how about this for Kansas? They will come out for their 3rd drive. UCF still flexing with first quarter dominance. Still have not allowed a single point in the first 15 minutes this year.
And I think there's a big flex tonight because Kansas is so powerful. Kansas is so explosive through the air, on the ground. And to keep this offense in check for the first quarter, pretty darn good for the Knights.
Built off the explosive play, but they have shown they can be beat if you don't let them get the explosive play, which has been the case tonight. Daniel swings it out, and he finds Emmanuel Henderson. Henderson will pick up 6 yards on first down.
Oh, we talk about this offense heading into this game, 7.3 yards per play. That's 11th in all of college football. 20-plus yard plays down the field. 30 of those, which is also 11th in college football. So you said it, Lowell, defensively, what do you got to do? Keep everything in front and make them earn every single first down, and obviously points on top of that too.
And let me check that. That was Cam Pickett with a catch on first. Tons of pre-snap motions, what the offense is built on. Trying to make the defense think. Daniels had a man downfield. Now flushed, and will throw it away. Henderson was the closest target around.
And it's just tremendous discipline by this UCF defense. They're going to try to sneak, I believe, the tight end on a little sneak route back to the backside. Everyone stayed home. This defense is staying balanced, eyes in the right spot, keeping everything in front. They got themselves once again in a 3rd down situation where they're feeling pretty good that they're containing the quarterback, making him a thrower in the pocket.
Daniels, the flamethrower, slipping through is Gruen. Gruen rumbling to the 25-yard line. Bowden Gruen has been one of the biggest surprises in the Big 12 this season. 46-yard pickup.
Beautiful route. He's going to run what we call a corner stop. He's going to run the corner route. They match him up backside. He's the lone receiver. Sits nicely in the zone, and then the big guy get low to break some tackles.
Harry Stewart, redshirt freshman out of Frisco, Texas, gains 1 on first down. But Bowden Gruen is such a great story. Comes over from Rice, had that shoulder injury last season. Kansas didn't really know how good he could be. But coming off a career game, 5 catches, 84 yards against Cincinnati, a touchdown catch where he threw up one of the most beautiful dabs you will ever see in your life.
It was beautiful. He is a weapon.
Here's a 2nd and 9 for Jalen Daniels. Looked off the receiver out of the backfield and completes that to Carson Brune. And on the tight ends, Brune is considered the one with the highest ceiling.
Well, I love what they do with the tight ends because they can dictate a lot personnel-wise to a defense. They'll get in 12 personnel, so 1 back, 2 tight ends. They'll get in 13 personnel. So right now in these situations on 3rd down, you can run it and you can pass it because those guys are so athletic. Right here, let's see if you can find a run game if you're Kansas. Find someone that can get down there and get some nasty yards on this 3rd and short.
Daniels throwing to the motion man, and he's rocked. DJ Bell with the enormous hit on Emmanuel Henderson. 4th down.
I mean, it's an accurate throw where you want to do it, and just a better tackle. Coming up is number 5 to lay the boom, DJ Bell. And this is the problem with this offense. Well, once again, you can't just hand the ball off like UCF does to be able to get a 3rd and short. We'll see if they do it now in the 4th and short.
Daniels will sneak, and it looks like he's got the push. And this time he's still up. Daniels down to the 2-yard line. How did he squeeze out of that?
Mr. Sneaky Sneaky. He got the tush push, and it just kept on scooting along. You see his running back, Williams, pushing him right through the line.
Williams will be stopped short. Rodney Laura coming up to make the stop. This is where UCF really misses Horace Lockett. He will miss this game, one of their top 4 defensive tackles.
Well, this is an area that Kansas has to be better at right now. 16th in the conference. When it comes to red zone offense, it's stalled out a bunch. This again goes a lot to just the inability to run the football. It's tough to throw it in these situations. Can Williams get it done right now?
Williams does. The surge into the end zone, and the Jayhawks find pay dirt. And for the moment, the bounce house is still and a little bit more silent.
That's the help that Jalen needs. I need to see more of that from this offense. Find ways to get downhill, move some bodies. Behind 2 tight ends, bringing in 2, we're talking about 12 personnel, bringing in Brune and Gruen. 44 and 88. Get up there to the 2nd level to create some space for Williams to get in the end zone.
Sean Williams was the leading rusher for the Iowa Hawkeyes 2 years ago. They need him to do more with no Daniel Highshaw, and he delivers his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season. 7 lead. Kansas just got on the board. And no return. Knights football at the 25-yard line. Our college football headlines are presented by Harbor Freight. BYU continues to find ways to win. Concern for them will be Jack Kelly, star linebacker, leaving with an injury last night, but winning against West Virginia. Have to see what that means long term. Cincinnati gets past Iowa State. Brendan Sorsby's putting together a Heisman-worthy type of resume to start the year.
He is.
BYU, Texas Tech, Houston, the 3 Big 12 teams that are unbeaten overall. Tech and Houston in action from H-Town over on ESPN. Noah Galindo, Aaron Murray, Lawrence Sisler down on the sidelines, and Taven Jackson. And that's going to be a UCF timeout for Taven Jackson and company.
Prior to the delay of game, UCF has called their first timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
It always kills me coming off a break that you have to waste a timeout because of delay of game. You should be there. But this once again goes to the youth of this offense. A lot of new receivers, a lot of new bodies, new quarterback. You may have a couple oopsies early on in the season.
Well, they're happy to have Scott Frost back in Orlando, and he's happy to be here. He returns for the first time since 2017 when he led the Knights to that unforgettable unbeaten season. Beat North Carolina 34-9. That's a 3-0 non-conference mark for the Knights. Opened up against Kansas State. That's a tough place to play in Manhattan against a Wildcat team that was trying to get right. They did. The defense has been stingy against the pass. Part of that, though, is because they haven't been all that good against the run, and opponents have taken advantage of that. But all good start here for UCF. Taven Jackson incomplete into traffic trying to find Marcus Burke. Jackson was body slammed by Cody Stufflebean for K-State in the second quarter of the loss last week. Went to the medical tent. UCF feared it was a broken collarbone. He was going to miss a lot of time.
Yeah, I mean, you and I were watching before our game. I looked at you and said, we may be down a quarterback next week for this game against UCF. And somehow I was able to get back in there and play in the second half and has looked good enough in practice this week to be QB1 tonight.
But this is the one. Miles Montgomery, flag is down. Montgomery forced out north of the 40-yard line. Lyric Rawls forced him out. Let's see what the hanky's all about.
Well, it's coming back, holding on the right side. Easy, easy call.
Holding, offense number 77. 10-yard penalty, second down.
'77 going to be on the top of your screen. The right guard, and and a good sell job too by Kansas. You know, little European soccer. Just throw your hands up. Oh, he's got me.
Well, we mentioned the injuries with Taven Jackson. Jakari Brown came in for him. He suffered an AC joint sprain. And with all that, UCF still had an opportunity to win, except an early fourth quarter red zone field goal was ultimately the deciding factor. They punched that one in, had plenty of time to come back. Here's Jackson. Jackson plants and throws, wide open receiver, caught by the tight end, Kylan Fox. Former ESPN 300 commit in the class of 2023.
Are we talking about, man, this kid can throw it, Jackson. He layer the football up and over defenders. That thing was spinning too. Second long situation, erased it with a beautiful pass over the flat defender for a first. All with him, they talked about yesterday when we talked with the coaches, it's about confidence. He's got to feel like he's a more confident thrower of the football because he's got the tools.
Jaden Nixon with a carry. Nixon showing the wheels. A 10-4, 100 guy down inside the 25-yard line. And it's hard to believe, but back in high school, Ashton Genty was that man's backup.
3 rushes this year of 50-plus yards, and you got a little glimpse of it with the speed. When you get 5 in the open field, we've seen a lot of big doses of Montgomery 22, but then you get the flash. Nixon, another explosive run this season.
46 yards for no gloves, Jaden Nixon. When was the last time you saw a running back not wear gloves? Play action. Jackson, great comfort in the pocket. Sidearm sling, incomplete to Marcus Burke. Now the question that UCF asked aloud to us, would Taven Jackson be disciplined enough to go through his reads?
Well, that's a big thing with any quarterback in a new offense. We saw the timeline. Tennessee, very different offense. Indiana, very different offense. And now you get to this new offense at UCF. So it takes time to get your feet in the right spot to feel comfortable within this offense. But the talent is there. It's just going to take time to get him on the right page with these receivers who are young themselves.
Nixon looking to cut it back. It was not there. And something that UCF was also concerned about is how wide of edges that Kansas plays defensively to force runs up the field.
Yeah, you got to be able to put your foot in the ground, and that's why you kind of like 22 Montgomery, more physical running back, to be able to get those yards. And this is a nice opportunity, though, for Taven Jackson, 3rd and long. Take care of the football. You're in field goal range, but see if you get the first down.
Montgomery back in at running back. Takes a step forward. And Jackson, that's just too high, selling off the fingertips of Wade and Charles. 6'2", 195 freshman from Boynton Beach.
And you saw that a week ago when Taven was not throwing the ball well. The ball was sailing. That's an easy throw. That's a timing route. That's a 3 no-hits. Throw it to the outside shoulder. Give my receiver an opportunity to make one guy miss, and it's a first down, and the ball goes over his head. You have to be able to hit those easy ones.
This is Noe Ruelas last week at a career-high 53-yarder. This one usually gimme territory for him, 38 yards out. And give UCF 3 more. So drive stalls right at the edge of that red zone. And Scott Frost and his nice 7-2 score lead. Great man, and tough for a team of young men to rally after devastating news like that. But UCF certainly has tonight. He would be proud. Jayhawks returning it from the 1. This is Henderson. And Henderson is stuffed at the 25-yard line. Let's check in with Lauren.
And guys, standing in the midst of that with the moment of silence, you could feel just the emotion down here on the field from the players, what they've walked through, as you mentioned, the heavy hearts that they've experienced. But as Coach said, the less sorrow, a little more joy, getting to know a man that coached more than he did anything else. He mentored, he was a teacher with toughness, with detail and love, and that can be felt around this program, and he certainly will be missed.
Danny Hope, former head coach at Purdue, has been out of coaching since 2019. He has been added to the staff to help out the UCF offensive line. Kansas trying to help themselves out with another touchdown drive, and tough run there by Harry Stewart. Jaden McDonald makes a stop.
I still think they got to find a way to get to the perimeter of this defense, see if you can get to the edges. Kansas State last week, 195 yards of their rushing yards came on the outside. That's 8.1 yards per carry when they ran outside the tackle for against UCF right now. Can you find a way to use some speed and get to the perimeter in the run game?
Under 40 rushing yards for the Jayhawks. Stopping the run has been the issue for this UCF defense. It's dominant against the pass. Daniels looked right, comes back left. A low throw, but it's complete to Stewart. And Stewart leaps to the first down marker. Move the chains for the Jayhawks. And we have an injured UCF Knight. That is Jaden McDonald, linebacker, slow to get up. UCF defense is dealing with injuries. Horace Lockett, one of their top defensive tackles, out for this game. Safety Jaden Williams out with a thumb injury, missing his 2nd straight. McDonald currently down and getting checked out. UCF of the Big 12, neither can afford to drop their 2nd conference contest this early in the season. Jalen Daniels led a touchdown drive last time out. Play action, rips it downfield, complete to Emmanuel Henderson, and that was the big play they were looking for. Before that, the longest reception by a receiver was 15 yards by Keaton Kebeka.
And just used speed on the deep cross. I love the fact that he stepped on the DB's toes, broke it friendly for the quarterback, and finally a nice explosive play in the pass game.
Daniels, feathery touch, and it was Carson Brune trying to adjust, incomplete.
And you see Jalen upset with his tight end there, just run. The big body tight end starts running and looking back at the quarterback and slows down. And this is the big stat we used earlier, 20+ yards down the field, 58% completion. That is beautiful. Beautiful. There's one thing about just taking shots to take shots. It's another thing to complete them at that high of a level.
10-14 start for Daniels. Williams with the carry. Breaks through one tackle and a first down pickup by the first-year Jayhawk.
Maybe more of that. This is a defense that's going to be concerned all night with giving up explosive plays. They just gave up their first one. Loosen them up a little bit. You get a little bit more of a lighter box. We talk about only 6 defenders in there. Great opportunity to run the football between the tackles to get another first down.
Late substitution, Levi Wentz coming on. They will hold the snap to see if the Knights want to make a defensive adjustment, and they do.
My number one team, they can win in the trenches, which is the biggest thing. I love their offensive line. I love Bain and that defensive line. Carson Beck is my favorite quarterback in college football right now. They got talent. I mean, I can go on and on and on with what Miami has in that football team, and they're flaunting it right now against the Seminoles early on in that game.
123 yards for the Jayhawks in the second quarter. Daniels will give to Williams, and Williams denied. Najee Kelly, the former Miami Hurricane, coming up with a stop.
Well, the entire defensive line right there displaced the offensive line, pushing them back in the backfield. There is nowhere for the running back to go, but Kelly at the top of the screen, number 9, just slips through. Once again, the entire D-line getting a nice get off there.
Students loud into this. The crossing screen. Cam Pickett. Pickett lowers his shoulder, and he's got a first down. Red zone touch now for the Jayhawks.
Well, that's their over the middle of the field receiver, and just a slip screen. Come upfield. Allow the defensive lineman to use that speed to get up, and then you release the offensive line. You throw it to your speedy inside receiver, able to get the first down. Now let's see if they can execute and run the football here inside the red zone.
Jayhawks have been horrendous inside the 20 this season. They have one red zone touchdown tonight from Williams. Daniels, following Williams, runs into him, and UCF rallies quickly. A 1-yard pickup on Daniels. For all the injuries that he has endured, 15 games missed with injuries in his career, Lance Leipold and company still not afraid to run Daniels.
Well, they feel like it's their best option at times to run him. You gain an extra offensive player in the box. You talk about the struggles they've had offensively in the red zone. You have to be able to run it. You have to be able to create numbers inside the box. Having the quarterback run is that advantage, or something like this where you spread him out and give your quarterback a clear view.
Whistle before the snap, flag down. False start.
False start. Offense number 44. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
How do you explain a team that's so good offensively that struggles when they get inside the 20?
Well, when you get inside the 20, you need playmakers on the outside. You need a run game. Details are so critical. And when you don't have that one-on-one guy that you can rely on over and over again, I still think they're trying to find that out. You would hope Emmanuel Henderson could be that guy. Someone else to keep an eye out for, Canty, number 11. He's on the bottom of your screen. He's been injured, but they love what number 11 can do.
Instead, going to the ground, dancing until he can find the seam, is Williams powering his way down, and it's very close to the sticks. Looks like the spot about a yard shy.
That's why they scored a bunch of points. Like, oh, they're scoring so much, they must have success in the red zone. Like, they're creating explosive plays that are turning into touchdowns. So they haven't had as much time to work inside the 20-yard line. I said, details are so critical here inside the red zone. Everything is condensed. The defense is right there. Those safeties can be involved easily in both the run game and the pass game.
At 57% rate, 13th in the Big 12. Direct snap and a first down pickup for the Jayhawks.
We've had two really nice drives for Kansas. Being able to move the football down, one explosive pass, but other than that, it's just running the football, quick passes, getting out of the quarterback's hands, and getting first downs as we get now to the 2-minute timeout.
It was a 14-0 lead for UCF. Kansas came back with a touchdown in their last drive, trying to find another one here under 2 minutes in the first. Who's drawing up some winning plays for the Florida State offense against Miami. First and goal for Kansas. And it's Williams to the end zone, his second touchdown of the night.
And I think it's good. Yeah, a lot of discussion and talking back and forth out there, but yeah, it's a touchdown and a rushing touchdown too for this offense. Getting it done. Lane Kerr, number 87, tight end, coming around to lead the charge. And a terrific scoring drive once again for the Jayhawks. That's back-to-back drives, methodically moving the ball down the field and getting it in the end zone.
That running game critical. Sprinkle in the big pass play to Emmanuel Henderson, and it's 17-14. Take me through this Sean Williams touchdown.
Well, they're committed to running the football right now. You bring a tight end in motion from the receiving spot and watch him just locating, finds the safety, and takes care just enough of the last defender to get Williams in the end zone. And you ask, how do you have success in the red zone? Run the football. We saw some monster runs inside the 20 in order to get 7 more points on the board.
Well, tomorrow at 10 Eastern on ESPN on Sunday NFL Countdown, Adam Schefter with the latest on the Ravens playing without Lamar Jackson, plus all access with the NFL's rushing leader, Jonathan Taylor, and Randy's best catches of the weekend. You got mocked. Scott Frost played himself some NFL football after a fantastic quarterback career in Nebraska. Smart guy as well. Started his playing career at Stanford. Lance Leipold, his opponent on the other side, has come through the lower levels of college football to work his way up to this turnaround at Kansas, one of the best in recent memory in college football. Jaden Nixon is the deep man. See what that 10-4 100-meter speed can do here. Mini hurdle to the 26-yard line. So 149, UCF has 2 timeouts left for Taven Jackson. Suffered a sprained AC joint in his non-throwing shoulder. And if you're wondering, why does number 69 look so big right there? Well, we'll get back to that.
Watch the block. This is just so good. Boom! Clean takedown. Right now, good opportunity, 2-minute drive. for Taven to show this coaching staff that he knows what's going on in critical situations.
Taven Jackson to work. There's Dwayne Thomas, speedy, bottled up. So we mentioned how tall number 69 is. Let's get a look at him. That's Paul Rubelt, 6'10" on the roster. Coaches say he's actually 6'11". It's a monster at left tackle. And there's Thomas, turning the corner, first down, UCF.
Well, it's tough for quarterbacks to see over for first off. That's a big guy over there protected. Continues to work on his footwork, though, to get more athletic, but he's got, obviously, incredible range. Right now, 17-14, 126, 2 timeouts. Obviously, the clock stops on first downs. Plenty of time for UCF to move the football down the field.
Jackson knows where he wants to go. Hits the tight end, Kylan Fox. And Fox has his second catch of the night.
Well, it's just very mature play for number 2 at the quarterback spot, understanding the situation right now. We just said plenty of time. You can take those checkdowns.
Thomas slipped through one tackle. Kansas really struggles with the missed tackles, and Thomas takes it to the 45-yard line.
You got to take advantage of that. It's a bad throw by the quarterback. It's behind the receiver. You have an opportunity to tackle him at the line of scrimmage or behind, and another missed tackle for Kansas.
Knights pushing the tempo. One-handed catch, but dropped. The back end by Kylan Fox. Yeah, Kansas, the tackling has let them down. It was that play we just saw to Thomas, but before that, the critical 4th down conversion by Miles Montgomery when he was bottled up in the backfield and ended up turning it up for a first down. And we had a penalty here on the Kansas defense. Did not hear the call. Lance Leipold is hot. And that makes it a 1st and 5 here with 56 seconds left. And a whistle. Here's the flag.
Well, he's going to get it right back.
False start. Offense number 64. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
You want to keep at least one of those timeouts if you're UCF. Have one to use. Starting to rain a little bit now all of a sudden, so something to take in consideration. They did a lot of wet ball drills yesterday in practice for the quarterbacks, getting used to throwing with some rain.
First rain since 5:15 late afternoon, as steady as it was coming down then. Nixon, pump fake, open man. That's why they gave you 2 hands. Dylan Wade cannot complete it.
That's the perfect time to call the play. You've been doing a lot of the dinks and dunks to the outside. You fake it and throw to your tight end coming up. Nice stock and go. Would have loved that ball a little bit more up the field, but like you said, would love also for the big body tight end to turn around, make an athletic catch, put 2 hands on the football.
Dylan Wade favoring his arm. He was listed as questionable coming into this game. Nixon tried to sidestep. 3 Jayhawks are there.
Yeah, good time to use a timeout right now, regroup. 3rd and 10 situation, also start deciding, hey, is this a 4-down territory right now where we have an opportunity to get 5 or 6 yards? We need to make sure we have our second play ready to go, get up to the line of scrimmage and snap it to get the 4th down playoff.
Well, taking a look at the Taco Bell Live Ma student section, only one student section can claim the title Live Ma Student Section of the Year. Who will take home the trophy this year? These boys and girls were here very early despite the rain and making noise inside the bounce house in what is the first Big 12 home Saturday night game for UCF. And sheets of rain now dropping. This is something that both teams were expecting to have to work around. Now, UCF was not slowed down, scored on all 3 of their opening drives, the first 2 touchdowns, had a 14-0 lead. LeSean Williams, 2 touchdowns for the Jayhawks, both in the red zone, something they were looking to get right. Quick pass. Thomas gets up quick. And call that quick as a hiccup, first down, UCF. .40 seconds left. Nixon bouncing it outside, lowering that left shoulder, and met violently by Devin Dye, but it's another first down for the Knights.
What's interesting for this coaching staff right now, it is coming down, it is wet. You're not changing the ball out either because you're going up tempo. That ball's soaking wet.
Nixon, nothing, spin move. Justice Finkley, transfer from Texas, makes a stop, and a timeout.
Yeah, that ball at that point, a couple plays in, is not something that you want to throw from a quarterback standpoint. So I like the call, being cautious there. But now the question is 23 seconds, no timeout. It's raining. How aggressive do you want to be? I think some quick shots on the perimeter, maybe on some screens.
So how frequently is that football being rotated?
Not in a 2-minute drive, not at all, really. Because the refs are taught, get the football, get it set. Only really on incompletions or balls out of bounds with the clock stopped when you change it. But they need to get the ball down. So that's a problem trying to throw the football then if it's been on the field for 2 or 3 plays.
The ball boy is really the MVP here. I mean, the OC for UCF, Steve Cooper, even told us, we feel like we're going to be okay if it rains, if we can do a good job keeping the footballs dry.
Well, I think interesting, I would not be surprised if maybe you have another screen right here, something on the perimeter, quick, easy throw, see if you can bust it, but if not, you got to be ready to get to the line of scrimmage and then spike it from the quarterback's standpoint.
If you're Jackson here, what are you doing before the snap if you're going to throw with this wet ball?
Just trust it and throw it. Like I said, it needs to be quick, though, unless you trust him throwing the football down the field.
Taven Jackson will throw, bounces back, in traffic, Dye nearly had it.
That's what I did not
and
want.
Dropped it. And Devin Dye is holding his left thigh and will limp off the field.
And that's the one thing I was worried about when the ball's wet from a quarterback standpoint. You're a little bit hesitant to throw it. You're late. The ball doesn't have the same kind of juice on it. And all of a sudden, it's just hanging there. It's hanging there. This ball is way late. You cannot throw it, and you see it hanging up in the air. An opportunity for Kansas to pick it off. To me, it was quick throw. If we break it, great. If not, we have an opportunity to get 3 more points before halftime. Let's not put the ball in harm's way.
It's one of the 2 Dye brothers that plays for the Kansas defense. Devin, who is down with an injury to his left leg. His brother Jalen, they're the sons of Jermaine Dye. He was one of the best outfielders in the big leagues for a really, really long time. Was probably most well known for the work he did with the Kansas City Royals. That's his son Devin limping off. Certainly hope everything is okay there. 3rd and 9 is coming up, 17 seconds left. UCF now, no timeouts. How does that change the approach here for Scott Frost?
Well, no timeouts, and you can't spike the ball in the next play either if you don't get the first down. So this is, to me, you got to take a shot on the field. I don't think you're going to have time if you don't get the first down and run the field goal unit on to kick the football.
Can't take a sack here. 3rd and 9. Jackson thinking end zone. A man was open, he just sailed it though. And it looked like DJ Black. There was an opportunity there for a touchdown strike.
Yeah, it was going to be tight. I think if the ball was dry, maybe you could zip it in there, but I think the defense was ready for that. They understood the situation. Hey, they're going to take a shot down the field in the end zone. And as a quarterback, it's either got to be wide open or what Taven does there, the ball's got to be out of bounds. And now you have an opportunity to kick a field goal and get 3 more points on the board.
See how Ruelas deals with the wet pitch here for the 38-yarder. His 2nd from the same distance tonight. And Ruelas puts the foot into this one, and that wet turf does not bother him. So UCF extending the lead, and ultimately with the conditions, the time on the clock, you'll take it.
Oh, you definitely take it. I think right now you're moving the ball throughout the first half at will. And would love to get maybe a couple more touchdowns on the board.
So on the line here in the Big 12, well, neither team can afford that early 2nd loss in conference play. By the end of the night, there will be 4 undefeated teams remaining in the Big 12. You've got Texas Tech right now going up against a very surprising Houston team over on ESPN. So if you have one early conference loss, we saw the way this conference was a year ago, you're still going to be right in the thick of this race.
Oh, there will be chaos in the Big 12 all season long.
Two early losses becomes a little more challenging.
Definitely more challenging.
5 seconds here before we head to Kevin Connors and Trevor Manich in studio. And no return available here for Kansas. So they will have an opportunity to take a snap before the break. Tomorrow at 3 Eastern, noon Pacific on ABC and the all-new ESPN app. It's Game 2 of the WNBA Finals with the Mercury looking to tie up the series against the Aces. Coverage tips off at 2 with WNBA Countdown. So Jalen Daniels will line up, take a knee, and it's going to be UCF with a 2014 lead over Kansas going to the break. The Knights 19-2 when leading at the half under Scott Frost. Let's take it to the studio. Kevin Connors, Trevor Manich on throwing shoulder, and the loss last week on the road at Kansas State. But he has looked good, the running game even better. UCF starting with the football at the 25-yard line. Let's check in with Lauren. So we'll check in with Lauren in just a bit. But Taven Jackson, how would you gauge the level he is playing at with a lot on the line here tonight?
He's made some good throws, been a little bit inaccurate. We saw a high throw on a third down. A couple of the ones in the 2-minute drive were behind the receiver. Just want to see him settle down a little bit, put the ball in spots where his receivers can catch it and get those yards after the catch.
UCF has scored on every possession so far tonight, and Bengali Kamara, welcome back. The leading linebacker, a wild man on this Kansas defense, missed the first half because of a targeting call late against Cincinnati. He's going to be a key component to this defense.
Well, you know, going into the locker room and throughout the locker room during that halftime, it was like, guys, we got to stop the run, we got to stop the run. And he's just been sitting there on the sideline wanting to get out there and contribute to this defense to help slow down this attack for UCF. So good to see number one back at that linebacking spot.
He is a wild man for this Kansas defense that needs all the help it can get. Jackson to throw, nearly broken up, tight window, but complete to Max Drag.
We've seen back-to-back plays now where this defense gets into what I call a bare front, essentially creating a bunch of one-on-ones up front, and it's really good against stopping the run. It allows those linebackers to run free to make tackles, so we're seeing them already make an adjustment on first and second down.
Drag with the first catch of the season. 3rd and 4 here. What do you got, Knights? Miles Montgomery, the tailback, had 99 yards rushing in the first half. Taven Jackson is going to throw it backwards to Montgomery, and Montgomery is going to be dropped for a loss, about a half yard behind the line of scrimmage. DJ Graham, the second, was there.
That's an interesting way to check the ball down. It was probably two yards behind the quarterback, and a job well done for Kansas. We just talked about making the adjustment to stop the run on first and second down, and then dropping 8 in the coverage and no one open down the field, and then making the tackle, something they did not do in the first half, rallying up and not letting the running back get the first down.
First punt for UCF tonight. Anthony Veneri will let this one go. Has the 2 best punting averages in Buffalo history. Did not play at Ohio State a season ago. Here's Tate Nagy, and Nagy is dropped. And that's Dwayne Thomas, not just a receiver. Actually, Antoine Jackson there on special teams.
Matt Nagy's going to want more from his son after the catch there. A really good job defensively getting down the field as soon as he caught it to make the tackle.
His pop's former head coach of the Bears and OC with the Chiefs. Still proud of his son, though.
Okay.
Jalen Daniels, his opening drive. And the quick pitch to Cam Pickett. Pickett is going to get a block from his big tight end. Bowden Gruen has been fantastic in the first half.
I love these tight ends for Kansas. They're multiple. They can do a little bit of everything. They can get on the perimeter and block. They can block inside the box. They can catch passes.
They can
flex
dab.
them out. They can dab. I mean, they are everything you want in this new era of college football. When it comes to creating matchups, you need tight end bodies like what the Jayhawks have.
And with all the pre-snap motion, the different looks that Kansas gives you, having multiple tight ends, vital to making this go. Second and short, that's Carson Bruin in motion. Daniels pressured, back foot heave. How about it to Emmanuel Henderson? Daniels took a blow, but delivers to Eman.
And Lewis Carter, free rusher off the edge. And this is the off-platform throws that Jalen is so good at. Feels the pressure, line sliding right, he's got a defender in his face and just throws a fadeaway back shoulder. I mean, Lewis got a free shot at him. Nice job standing up, don't hit the quarterback, gotta protect those guys. But nicely execute from 6.
Le'Shawn Williams surging forward for 3 yards. Here's Lauren Sisler. Lauren.
Hey guys, talking to Coach Leipold coming out of the locker room, he said, look, the biggest thing from the first half is they've got to clean things up. He said they've got to tackle better defensively. They've got to get pressure on the quarterback. That was his biggest takeaway on that side of the football. And then he said offensively, he likes the consistency they started showing late in the half. He wants to see more of that. But look, these guys are still in it. That's the message of the football team. Clean things up and just go play our brand of football.
Also really impressed with Leipold's poise before the start of the second quarter, with his team facing adversity. Trying to get it to that man, Emmanuel Henderson, leading receiver for the Jayhawks, coming off back-to-back 100-yard games.
I'm loving what this offense does pre-snap. It was so interesting talking with Matt Lubbock before the game this week, and just all the motions and shifts. And yeah, they understand in a place like Kansas, maybe you're not going to get the best at every position, but how can we make defenses talk, communicate? When a defense is talking, communicating, major advantage to the offense. We must win the pre-snap. In the past few drives, they have been winning the pre-snap against UCF's defense.
Can they win a 3rd and 1? Daniels says, yes, we can. First down pickup to Keaton Kebeka. Second catch of the night.
Oh, just too much cushion. It's 3rd and short. If I'm in a 3rd and short, to me as a quarterback, is screaming man-to-man coverage, press coverage. I'm not going to give up easy access throws. You cannot, against a quarterback and as good as Jalen's playing this year, give him a free access hitch into the boundary. He's going to take it every time for a first down.
Entered with 16 pass touchdowns, one off the national lead coming into the week, trailing Baylor's Sawyer Robertson. None tonight, just 2 rushing touchdowns by Williams. Daniels thinking about number 1 here. To the tight end, what a catch by Carson Bruin. The redshirt freshman with a big-time upside.
And he's more the blocker, but you said this in the first half, well, the highest ceiling of all of them, and he's gonna sneak. He's gonna be on the right side of the screen. We're gonna circle him right now. And we love these little sneak routes. Play action, roll to the right. He's gonna pretend like he's blocking and then turn it up down the field. Love his ability to turn the body and make the catch.
Daniels in rhythm, completing 10 of the last 11. Here's Williams, running into his tight end. Still muscling forward to the 10-yard line. Lewis Carter had the hit.
So we saw an offense dedicated low in the first half and committed to running the football inside the red zone, and they were able to get 2 touchdowns on their last 2 possessions right there, saying, hey, we're not going to shy away from running the football to get things going here inside the red zone to start the 3rd quarter.
Not a good red zone team. They have turned that around here tonight. That was the talk this week. Lance Leipold would say it would be easy if it was just one thing. It is not. Pickett, flipped up and down at the 10-yard line. He was upended by Sincere Edwards.
Braden Marshall, 4 on the outside, gets right around all the offensive players. Goes low, clean tackle. And 3rd and short right now. Give Jalen an opportunity. In my opinion, hand the ball off. He can run it himself. Or something quick to the perimeter.
Flag down, false start, UCF student section moving right into them.
False start. Offense, number 77. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
They are doing their job in the bounce house tonight.
Well, it was raining right before halftime. It's cleared up now, so hopefully we get a nice 2 quarters of clean football. Let's see if they can make some noise once again on this 3rd and long situation.
I think they will.
Actually moving Emmanuel Henderson, number 1, as the number 3 receiver in the slot.
Daniels flushed. Throwing on the run. Nearly caught by Henderson, who was coming back to it.
Man, if he had time in the pocket too, Lowell, he had him in the end zone for a touchdown. Did a really nice job on a skinny post route. And you see, just not enough time for Jalen trying to make a play on the move. Man, and barely out of reach for number 1 to hold in for a touchdown.
Lewis Carter's had a heck of a game for the UCF defense. Had the pressure there. 33-yard attempt here for Leif Marjan. And Marjan hits it. Just 1 miss since the start of last season for the transfer from South Alabama. 3-point game here in Orlando. Not talked about too much in the preseason in terms of getting into that top 25, but Kansas feeling confident knowing that they've got a 6-year senior, Jalen Daniels, engineering their offense and just led a field goal drive. 2017 UCF with the lead. Let's check in with Kevin. Well, in Lubbock, you get what you pay for, and they opened up the piggy bank, 20 million plus, like Ohio State last year. And Texas Tech is that team right now that could be the highest ranked in a month out of the Big 12. Taven Jackson will give it to Miles Montgomery, who's got back-to-back 100-yard games for the first time in his career. Camara with the tackle there.
Well, they want to get this run game going. That's the first time they have not scored on a possession the previous possession, and a lot to do with the inability to run the football on 1st and 2nd down.
Got the feeling that UCF will need Taven Jackson to make some throws to win this game, and Dylan Wade, little gator arms there.
Ooh, oh, I'm coming after him on that on the sideline if I'm his teammates and his quarterback and his coaching staff. If you don't want to get hit, you don't want to go out there and extend for a football, then don't get out there. It's a physical game. That's not a good look for number 0.
Talked to Scott Frost about using NIL in the transfer portal. Said you have to pay for a premium when it comes to finding production. You can save when you look for potential, and that's how UCF has tried to put together this roster. Jackson tipped at the line of scrimmage. Kansas swatted it, and it's Camara. Welcome back, big play for him.
That's back-to-back drives now for this defense, 3 and out. And you look at it, 3rd and long situations, known passing downs. Don't have to worry about the run. You can pin your ears back, get after the quarterback, and then be able to get your arms up to get the deflection.
Back-to-back 3 and outs to start the second half for UCF, who scored on every possession in the first. Here comes the pressure. Nagy will have a chance. Lets it bounce, clears out, and the Knights will down this thing at the 31-yard line.
Well, as a quarterback, you got to make sure everyone is on the same page, and you see a receiver, tight end, unwilling to go in there and do the dirty work. You got to make sure you get to the sideline, talk to him, let him know, hey man, we got to pick it up here in the third and fourth quarter.
Field. UCF had a 14-0 lead. Jalen Daniels has cut that lead to 3. And it's going to be Isaiah Marshall taking the snap and picking up 5 yards on first down.
I love this little wrinkle to this offense. Get to the perimeter, an area this defense struggled against a week ago, and their opponent uses speed, and then once again, they get the quarterback type run with the Wildcat, but take the hits off Jalen.
Leipold and Jalen Daniels connected at the hip. Leipold took the job after Daniels' freshman season. They've been together for 5 straight years, longest quarterback head coach duo with the FBS. Downfield, open! What a catch, Cam Pickett off the fingertips.
Well, it's just Jalen using his eyes. Look, his eyes are right. He moves his safety to the right side of the field, knowing he's got a seam route coming back to the left side, and finds Pickett, throws a nice football down the field where he can catch it. And there's an explosive play that we've come to used to this year for Jalen Daniels.
Stewart, not much there, picks up 2.
Let's go back to that last play and just let's watch the development of Jalen Daniels as a passer inside the pocket. He's going to feel the pressure coming from the backside. The backside safety is going to blitz, and then he looks off that high safety we just circled, moves him to the right, knowing he's got that seam route coming right down the middle of the field. Nicely executed from number 6.
Pickett had 6 catches in his debut against Fresno, but only 7 in the 4 games since. Daniels, flushed, eyes downfield, cuts it back on the wet turf, hit, and a dangerous throwaway. That will set up a 3rd and 7.
That throwaway got you a little excited. That got me nervous too.
I saw Cole Kozlowski.
But see, like, once again, like, I love the playmaking ability. You never want to take that away from Jalen, but sometimes you just have to know that I lost the play, and what can I do to not take a hit? This team needs this quarterback more than most teams need their quarterback.
3rd and 7 for Leipold and company. Daniels, pressure in his face, laying out and nearly making the catch is Emmanuel Henderson. It was there, just slightly overthrown.
DJ Bell does not bite on the sluggo right. It's going to be a slant and go. We call it a sluggo. And DJ Bell, stride for stride. You see a slant, go. He stays on top. Makes this a very difficult throw and catch. And Henderson unable to bring it in.
41 yards for Marjan. Bounce house is loud. Kick is dying, and just has enough juice to get in from 41 yards out. We got a tie game knotted up at 20. Huge implications for 2 teams trying to stay alive early in this Big 12 race. But here in the bounce house, Orlando, Florida, Kansas 20, UCF 20. And a game that started with 14 unanswered by the Knights. And here is the electric Jaden Nixon. He's Mr. Big Play and spins to the 29-yard line. Let's check in with KC.
7-man box, you're going to get some one-on-ones on the outside. You got to be a better thrower and take advantage of that.
Ran into an ill-timed rain shower at the end of the first half when they got into the red zone. Football got slippery, had to settle for a field goal. Montgomery, 100 yards. And this is a different look at Kansas defense. Trey Lathan, AKA the Muffin Man, is there to make the stop.
Well, Kamara just splits right through there, number 1, just uses speed to get to the backfield. Love the energy as he's in the game now in the second half.
David Jackson flustered. The dump down to Montgomery. And spinning through one tackle, will not break through another one. Leroy Harris was there. Austin Alexander completed the tackle.
Well, Lauren gave us the halftime update talking with Leipold, and it was about defense needs to tackle, and they've accomplished that for the first 3 drives.
Pressure in the face, ball is out, Kansas has it, and nearly a scoop and score. Trey Lathan picked it up. It was taken down at the 3-yard line. Jalen Dye forced it out.
And he looks like in serious pain right now after a direct shot.
Taven Jackson was knocked out of last week's game with a sprained AC joint in his non-throwing shoulder. It looks like he is holding his left wrist now and just does not want anyone to touch him, understandably so. Game-changing blow delivered by Jalen Dye.
You see the blitz from the second level, third level, and a direct shot right at the quarterback. And you see him go to grab it right as soon as he's hit. He feels pain immediately. Jalen Dye, nice tackle on the quarterback to get the ball back for Kansas.
Trying to cash in from the red zone. Williams, touchdown number 3. So much for those red zone struggles. They have found an answer in the form of big number 4, LeShawn Williams.
Well, it's got to feel good, too, for this offense to say, hey, we don't have to rely on explosive plays. We don't have to rely on Jalen being a Heisman-type player. We can just run the football for 3 touchdowns here in this ball game.
First multi-touchdown game of his career, and he's got 3. And Kansas has stormed all the way back. Lance Leipold has been the picture of poise under duress. We've seen him maintain his composure, and his team is following that lead.
Well, they've done it in areas they've not had success with. As we go back and look at the touchdown here on the run play, they've done it with defense, and they've done it with running the football. 2 things they've struggled to do this year, including without a third, scoring in the red zone. So they're playing better defense, they're tackling, they're running the football, and then they're scoring inside the red zone. So they are making improvements, and now we're gonna see. A week ago, Jackson got knocked out of the game, was not sure if he'd be coming back in. He did come back in. We'll see if it's gonna be the same thing now.
Hey, if McKenzie Milton is your quarterback coach,
oh yeah,
you gotta be tough. Milton was a quarterback of the undefeated season back in 2017 for UCF. He suffered a gruesome injury after that and derailed his career. He's the man now in charge of these quarterbacks for UCF, and if he can make his way back from that type of injury,
yeah,
you believe you can make it back from something like that.
I agree, but you also don't want to go out there if you're unable to play at a high level at the moment. You also don't want to put the ball or your team at risk of not being able to have success too. So you have to be honest with yourself. Are you truly capable? And you don't have to be a superhero.
That's a mistake there. And UCF will take the ball at the 35 after that kick went out of bounds.
Ball replaced at the 35-yard
I hear
line.
you. The
First
issue,
down.
though, for UCF, Jakari Brown is a scratch for this game. Cam Fancher, we haven't seen him since the season opener when he was supposed to be the starting quarterback, but hurt his back. And it is going to be Cam Fancher now coming out. He won the job in this three-way battle with Jackson and Brown in camp because he was the most consistent quarterback. Suffered a back injury in the opener against Jacksonville State. This is his first return to action since that injury. They need him in a desperate way here. Sticking to the ground, and not much happening there for Jaden Nixon. Gets one. Let's check in with Lauren.
Hey guys, keeping an eye on Taven Jackson, very frustrated. You can tell he's in a lot of pain. He is actually walking to the locker room now. He's still got that left arm curled up underneath him. He was working out that wrist, working out that hand. But you could see in his eyes, definitely frustrated, in a lot of pain, and uncertain what his future looks like right now.
And there is Taven Jackson making his way to get checked out at the locker room. Montgomery. Jayhawks all over it. Blake Harold, one of the three Kansas defenders there. They say Harold's a tough dude. He has to put himself back together every week. After physical game upon physical game, there is a Kansas player down, and that is going to be Taylor Davis holding his lower leg.
It has been night and day for this offense compared to where they were in the first half. Running at will, explosive play. They didn't even need the pass game. It was just hand the ball to 22 and sit back and watch him do his thing, or hand the ball off to 5 and get a 46-yard gain. And right now they're getting lucky to get 2 or 3 yards here in the third quarter.
So Taylor Davis was in on this tackle. You're looking at number 27 in white. And you see the right leg of Davis twist awkwardly. Holds his knee and banking his way to the sideline. Well, this Kansas defense is playing with a fire in its belly, holding UCF to -2 yards in the second half. And they were rolling in the first half. 10 yards per carry for the Knights in the first 30 minutes. Late substitution here. So hold on before this 3rd and 10.
Yeah, they're actually bringing in a 12th guy. They didn't need to substitute anyone or add another defender in there. I think they just need to get the right personnel right now to get another 3 and out for this defense, which has just had every answer to start the second half.
Allowed 603 yards last week in the loss against Cincinnati. Fancher running out of room. And we'll pick up 2 on the scramble. Kamara was there. He has been a force here in the second half. Did not play in the first half after that targeting call late against Cincinnati. Love watching him play. He plays with fire and juice.
Oh, it's, like I said, I mean, you go in the halftime and your defense is just getting run up and down the field against them, and you're like, get me out there, get me out there. And he has been electric here in the third quarter, running sideline to sideline, and has made a huge difference in just the overall feel for this defense.
Didn't see Anthony Veneri at all in the first half, but get a lot of action here with the UCF offense stalling in the second. Punt is away. Nagy calls for the fair catch, and we'll have it at the 32-yard line.
Well, let's look at Jalen Daniel and his night tonight. The best quarterbacks in America has been doing his thing, throwing the football as expected. Nice and calm in the pocket. Beautiful footwork. Ability to push the ball vertically down the field, something that he has excelled with. One of the best in the game, and then feeling pressure, throwing off platform. Man, he has been, like I said, fun to watch this entire season. Now watching live here tonight, even in a little wet, rainy night, making plays through the air.
Coming off a 500-yard performance and the loss against Cincinnati, 55 of those were rushing yards. Most in a game in the FBS this season. In fact, Kansas gained 597 in the game. That's the most yards for a team in a loss in the FBS this season. Really the only thing they did was they scored with too much time left on the clock, which allowed the Bearcats to move down the field. But the way that Lance Leipold described it, we're in the red zone. They actually try to do a lot to slow that game down, eat clock. But with all the issues they had in the red zone, they just had to punch it in when the opportunity was there.
You gotta score. When you get a chance, you get a chance. You gotta take advantage. And your defense has to make a stop. At some point, the defense has got to make plays. Even go back to the Missouri game. Man, he was dealing.
Illegal formation on the defense. Number 80 was lined up over the snapper. That 5-yard penalty will be enforced. We'll replay 4th down.
Okay, so we're gonna do the punt again. So hold that thought with Jalen Daniels. We're gonna bring out the UCF punt unit.
I don't think you're gonna get a go-for-it situation right now. I think you just want a better punt. See, over the snapper, you can't do that. I think they just want a better punt, see if they can pin him somewhere inside the 20-yard line here.
Is this a be careful what you wish for type of situation, though? You got the punt off clean.
No, I think you're in your own 40-yard line. You tell your punter, kick this thing as far as you possibly can. Even if you kick in the end zone, still better for us defensively than what you just previously did.
Three on the play clock. Veneri now with the punt. And gets all of this one. Nagy at the 10-yard line. So they get that extra field position, moving Kansas back like they were trying to. Jalen Daniels, though, going off against the UCF defense that has been brilliant against the pass. Let's check in with Lauren.
Yeah, and a lot of new receivers coming in around him. Leipold told Jalen he wanted him to be part of recruiting these receivers. Who do you like? What do you see about them? We're looking for a taller guy, maybe a speed guy, a guy that can work in the slot. He told me he watched every single reception each receiver made last season. Talked with them on the phone, was part of the official visits. Jalen said you can only lead as much as they trust you. He wanted them to know that he was all in.
It's also got to be something receivers are looking for. Play for him. Harry Stewart. Nice cut, 25-yard line. Firing on all cylinders. What do you make of that, though? Consulting the quarterback for the receivers that you bring in.
Oh, I absolutely love it. I think that's great. You want the quarterback to feel like he's ownership of the football team, of the offense. He is the extension of the coaching staff on the field. And obviously, he's got to work with those guys day in and day out. So he kind of knows, hey, man, I have a feel for this offense, what we need, what I like. And obviously, it's been paying off in a big way for this football team this season.
And a flag down. What do we got here? Movement on Kansas.
False start. Offense, number 1, 5-yard penalty. First down.
Just as we're talking good about the receivers and everything, Henderson's got to give a little early start there for a 5-yard penalty for this offense.
Well, Henderson is a great study. He was the number 30 ranked overall player in the ESPN 300 class of 2022. Signed with Bama. Didn't get a shot to show what he could do. He's playing for the Jayhawks to show he can be a number 1 receiver. Kansas content to just ground and pound here on the 1st and 15, and that should take us to the end of the 3rd quarter. A quarter in which Kansas has flipped this game upside down, and they've done it with their quarter, and they outgained UCF by 132 yards. I'll explain. Daniels, the quick toss, and dropped for a loss. Cam Pickett was bottled up by Braden Marshall. So outgaining UCF by 132 when you had 131 yards because the Knights went backwards. -1 yard in the 3rd quarter.
-1 after everything they did there in the first half. But guess what? You're only down 7, and see this defense for the Knights can give you a spark and get you some good field position.
First Saturday night home Big 12 game for UCF. Daniels tries to quiet the bounce house. That won't work. Hit by Damari Henderson.
That's the spark you need right there. Get off the field, feel the energy in the stadium. No one is open down the field. You see Jalen going through his reads. No one's open. Let me get out of there. And then Henderson's there to take down the quarterback to get off the field. Don't need any more injuries, though, for UCF. Make sure we celebrate in a safe way.
Actually, Isaiah Nixon, number 6, was in there to make the stop. And Kansas will punt. And nothing happening there for Antoine Jackson. College football next Saturday on ABC starts with number 10 Alabama and number 19 Missouri at noon Eastern. Then it's 121st Red River rivalry game between Oklahoma and Texas. Both games also available on the all-new ESPN app. And that's a statement opportunity for KU's border war rival, the Missouri Tigers.
Missouri's playing good football lately. Obviously, Alabama had a little bit of a scare today for quite some time against Vanderbilt, pulled it off. Ty Simpson, though, playing at an elite level at the moment.
Taven Jackson knocked out of the game. Cam Fancher with his first action since the season opener when he was lost. Here's Domerkamp to the 40.
The coach just told Lauren downstairs, we need to be better on first down, and there you go. Finally, some positive yards. Well, you said it, -1 yards there in the third quarter. Have to find a way to get this run game going again.
UCF scored on all 4 drives in the first half. First 2 touchdowns, second 2 field goals. Miles Montgomery, number 22 in the backfield. 100-yard performance. Fancher, oh, he got out of it. Still rolling, knocks down his own offensive lineman. This is a man possessed, finally rolling to the 40-yard line.
If there was ever a definition of rumbling, stumbling, bubbling, I think that play was the perfect example.
How do you knock over your own lineman? Quick pass here to the tight end, Fox. And Fox to the 37-yard line.
It's like, remember the Titans when you just take out the defensive tackle, you know, tell them to make a miss and just knock him over. Really nice play. And for Fancher, just that's a good way to kind of feel a part of the game, man. You come in here, it's raining, you're down, your starting quarterback just went out, you're not fully engaged just yet. A play like that gets you going and gets the juices flowing.
UCF had 3 quarterbacks compete for the starting job in camp. Fancher is the only one healthy at the moment. Spinning out of that, faked it to Montgomery, to the 30, and Cam Fancher showing that spark that won him the job out of camp.
Well, someone needs to also tell him, I love the spark, Will. I love the spark, but you just made a great point. Hey, my man, you're the only quarterback we have right now. Let's try to take some of the hits off and protect the body. Run, but don't put your shoulder down trying to take on defenders at the moment.
And Fancher having some issues with coach-to-player communication, so Scott Frost just barks from the sideline what the play is. Play clock winding down. Give it to Miles Montgomery. That worked in the first half. Not working quite as well here. Hit hard.
I would love it whenever I had miscommunication or the communication my helmet wouldn't work. I would just call 4 verts. I'd just be like, Coach, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. I'm just going to call and play myself.
That's
4 verts, let's go.
That's the equivalent of shaking off the third base coach when they tell you to sack bunt and swinging for the fences. So that one's going to go against Max Drag, tight end for UCF.
You know what? Go big or go home, or just check it down. Nothing ever goes wrong when you call 4 verts, if you know how to run it correctly.
I'm just going to smile and nod. I can't contest that. Here's the 2nd and 13 for Cam Fancher. He will throw. Kamara nearly got him and just runs right into a brick wall in the form of Tommy Dunn Jr.
Man,
He's having a career year.
Kamara coming off the edge is just the staff told us he's great and pass, but what he can do coming off the edge is special as a rusher. You saw it right there. Use speed, get it right around that right tackle, and get a sack and make this a 3rd and long situation.
Any coincidence that UCF scored all 20 points when Kamara was not on the field in the first half? 3rd and forever. And movement drawing the flag.
Ball start. Offense, number 55. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Not what you want to do. You got some momentum. Your quarterback's doing pretty well, running the football, getting going line, and then get some penalties, a sack, and then a penalty. Now all of a sudden you're looking at a 3rd and long situation. Have to find a way to protect the quarterback. If I'm Kansas, I wouldn't mind bringing some more pressure here either.
Original line of scrimmage at the 29. Field goal probably out of range now on this 3rd and 21. Unless he can pick up a chunk here. Tipped! Nearly picked off. That was going in the direction of Jalen Dye, who's had the game-changing play thus far for the Jayhawks, forcing the fumble against Taven Jackson and the play that knocked him out of the game.
Choose to go coverage, getting double teamed. Got to find a way to get the ball around the big guys up front. I think regardless, probably would have been a catch tackle. Maybe an opportunity to kick a field goal, but progress. At least we got out of the negatives in the second half for this offense. But still, Kansas finding a way to get off the field once again.
Veneri, busy man here in the second half for the Knights. Didn't see him in the first half. No pressure from Kansas. And this one will check up inside the 1. Well done, Anthony Veneri and the UCF punt coverage team. That brings out a smile. It's been a while since we've seen one of those from these Knights.
Well, the defense came out hot to start the 4th quarter, able to get off the field, get their offense good field position. Now all of a sudden, offense moved the football. Couldn't get any points, but knock Kansas offense back. Here in the 4th quarter, we'll see if the defense can stop them.
Hey, boys.
Jalen Daniels had led Kansas back from a 14-0 deficit. Can he lead a 99.5-yard touchdown drive? Safe play, keeping it and squeezing through for a couple of yards on 1st down. Last season was a rough year for Jalen Daniels. Entered the year with high hopes and expectations, but Lance Leipold told us he put too much pressure on himself to be everything for this Kansas offense. The result was too many negative plays. He's avoided that tonight. Just 1 sack, no turnovers for Jalen Daniels.
Well, he's done that all season long. He's protected the football, hasn't put it in harm's way. He's been terrific with his decision-making, and right now, back inside your own 10-yard line, have to be very careful with the football.
Excellent pass rush by UCF. Daniels with pressure in his face, lets it fly into double coverage. He felt Nigel Kelly, the transfer from Miami, bearing down.
Well, that's a perfect example right there. Let me get outside the pocket. I feel the pressure and just throw this football away. Don't need to buy extra time when maybe a holding call comes up. Just get out of my hands, live to play another down. And for this defense right now, can you get off the field once again?
Huge 3rd and 9. to Williams. Surging ahead, but well short of the line to gain, and that will force a Kansas punt. Got to give these students at UCF a lot of credit. There have been 3 rain showers since about 3 o'clock this afternoon. The last one that came in the first half really sent a lot of the casual fans home, but the students have been here and been loud since the jump. And that's the first 3 and out forced by the Knights defense here tonight. Not a lot of room to feel comfortable if you're Finn Lappin. He's able to get a running start into this one. Antoine Jackson will make the catch at the 46-yard line. Great field position for UCF. Cam Fancher will try to tie this thing up with 7.5 left. Not sure we're going to see him return in this game after he was hurt. Cam Fancher is the quarterback now. He was hurt in the season opener, his first action since. Miles Montgomery had nearly 100 yards rushing in the first half alone. It's been tough for him in the second half. Lyric rolls with the stop at the line.
Oh, they're just so committed first and second down to stopping the run, especially anything inside the tackles. We saw some success in the last series offensively for UCF, hitting the edges of this defense. I just think right now they are loading bodies defensively up front. Got to get more to the perimeter.
Kansas defense has figured it out here in the second half. Jalen Dye had the hit on Taven Jackson to force the ball out and set up the go-ahead touchdown. And they have been in shutdown mode. Swing pass to Chris Dahmerkamp. Can't break out of that solo tackle.
And they got speed on the outside. You know, we haven't really seen a lot from a guy like DJ Black. Just get the ball in the perimeter, some of these speedy receivers. Let them be the running back.
Montgomery with the carry. Backwards, dropped by Blake Harrell. While you bring up DJ Black, did 1 catch last week. It was an 82-yard touchdown. And number 9 in Black has been a no-show in the box score for the Knights here tonight.
I just think you had success first half running between the tackles. That's not the case right now in the second half. You have to find new creative ways. It was the jet sweep with a receiver. It's those bubbles to the receivers. The perimeter is soft compared to the inside of this defense.
UCF was perfect on 4th down until last week when they went 0 for 2. Fancher to throw. Open, caught, and we mentioned just a matter of time before DJ Black got his.
He's just too fast, he's too good. You see all the pressure, everyone's thinking run, 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 and then all of a sudden number 9 gets behind the defenders, presents his numbers for a nice completion.
Movement on the right side of the line.
False start, offense, number 78, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Lauren.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, the most unlikely path for DJ Black. Coming out of high school, he said he didn't have all the offers, so the fact that he had to go work for it those 3 years at Limestone, he was at South Carolina as a walk-on to start his career, just made him realize the work that went into it and that somebody would pick him up one day. People really wanted him to contribute and be part of this team. That was big for him. And being on Orlando when he came for his official visit, it felt like home. He had gone on an official visit up at UConn, 17 degrees. He says, nah, this ain't for me. I'd rather stay in Orlando.
1st and 15. Montgomery bottled up. And another run stop near the line. Dak Brinkley, his pops, Jasper, was a standout linebacker at South Carolina.
It's just not working. They continue to try and do this on first down. Get to the perimeter. The inside zone is not there in the second half.
Fancher coming back across the middle of the field. Low throw incomplete. He was looking for Kylan Fox. Tight ends have been a big part of this offensive approach for UCF.
Just kind of aims this football. They tried the pump to the outside, sneak the tight end down the field.
Oh,
ball's low, but still, man, gotta catch it.
3rd and 18, second straight drive where UCF was cooking, only to have penalties move them back.
Interesting, could be 4-down territory here, so let's see if you can get half the distance.
Fancher, caught, first down inside the 15. Wade and Charles delivering in the clutch.
And I absolutely love the timing from quarterback to receiver here. As soon as the receiver gets out of his break, ball is already on him right now. He sees it, he likes it, ball's out, on time, in rhythm. Nicely done to get the first down.
Knights have not scored in the second half. They had -1 yard in the third quarter. Nixon and Montgomery into the backfield. Nixon with the carry. And Kansas refuses to bend with the run defense.
UCF refuses to call a different play on first down. Just don't get it. Oh, man.
So why is that?
Was it called insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting something different? It just, I don't know.
It was there in the first half.
Not there in the second half.
10 yards per carry on the ground for the Knights in the first half. Under 3.5 minutes. Fancher keeps and is rocked by Trey Lathan. I told you about his nickname, Muffin Man. That's because Lance Leipold caught him eating a muffin before the team buffet and called him out saying, we spend $100 on each plate here at the buffet. If you think that was good for you, they'd probably serve it at the buffet. The legend of Muffin Man was born. 3rd and 10 here for the Knights. Quick pitch. Tomerkamp to the 10-yard line. A flag is down. Hold on here. If this goes against Kansas, it changes everything because it would be 4th down coming up.
I think we're going to get a chance for a possible face mask. Definitely the way the defense is acting, they believe it's on them. Offense is excited. Oh, they're going to stay on the field.
Well, we could not hear the announcement, but I'm sure we'll be able to see it on the replay.
Personal foul, face
yeah.
mask, number 0, automatic first down.
And that's on the freshman with mega upside, Austin Alexander. But here we go. UCF with the football at the 5-yard line. Down by 7, inside 3 minutes.
Inside zone.
Montgomery, still fighting, reaches to the 1-yard line. And was a yard away from his 3rd touchdown run of the night.
At 2 right now, I think they're going to let this clock bleed all the way down to the 2-minute timeout. Don't want to give Kansas any more time than they need.
That's a man fired up. Montgomery has made it back-to-back 100-yard rushing games. He wants the football when we get back from this 2-minute timeout. UCF can smell the end zone. Down by 3 and out. Now, UCF has responded with a 12-play drive, trying to punch it in and tie the game. Miles Montgomery, the running back. Cam Fancher off the bench, quickly under center. Fancher is not going to get the push, and that's going to bring up 3rd and goal. They tried to run Cam Fancher to the line and catch Kansas off guard, did not work.
Well, it's not the worst thing in the world, too, just to bleed this clock some more, or at least make Kansas burn one of their timeouts now.
Scoring with too much time on the clock is a real problem in the Big 12. We saw that haunt Baylor a few weeks ago and their loss against Arizona State. We saw it haunt these Kansas Jayhawks a week ago and their loss against Cincinnati.
And I guarantee you're looking over and saying, do we want to give Jalen Daniels over 1:45 with multiple timeouts? I mean, that is For a guy that's played as much football, a 6-year senior, plenty of time, knowing that you don't even have to score a touchdown, you just got to score a field goal.
Taven Jackson was knocked out of this game on a hit from Jalen Dye, a forced fumble that led to the go-ahead touchdown by Kansas. UCF 92 yards here in the fourth quarter. They lost 1 yard in the third. Montgomery denied, stopped short, fourth down. Working with a soggy, all-natural grass surface here inside the bounce house. We've had 3 lengthy rain showers today.
And just great surge defensively. Let's watch the defensive line pushing, linebackers coming over the top. And all of a sudden, too, backup quarterback, you continue to run it, trust the run game, give the ball to 22 and do his thing. Right now, if I'm Kansas, I'm selling out. I'm selling out defense and say, hey, man, if you want to pull it with the quarterback and run or do something, fine. But we're not going to let you just run it against us. They've sold out the first 2 times. I think they do it for a 3rd time.
Also got to remember, UCF entered this game with 2 red zone completions all season long.
Yep.
That is a wild stat. Cam Fancher won the job out of camp. He got hurt in the opener. Taven Jackson took over. He got hurt last week, hurt again in this game. 14th play of the drive with Fancher in the backfield with Miles Montgomery. Fancher will keep. He's going to be short. Kansas holds on 4th down. The much maligned Jayhawks defense with the stop of the night and potentially the season.
Well, you're going to motion a tight end around, try to get an extra blocker for your quarterback. And Kansas defense continues to show up. As they take a review on this, we'll get some more angles to see, does the ball cross? And we'll get some looks for you and then get an answer, hopefully after the break.
Further review, the ruling on the field is upheld. It'll be 1st down, Kansas.
The ruling on the field was Cam Fancher was down short of the goal line. They looked at it, and the call was upheld, meaning it will be Kansas football for the second straight drive inside the 1. And the same play for the second straight drive on first down as Jalen Daniels falls ahead. And UCF will call a timeout. They will have 2 left.
Well, the conversation now for Kansas is, I think you obviously run the ball here on second down, make UCF burn their second timeout. But then how much do we obviously trust Jalen to maybe make a play to win the football game and not allow UCF to get the football back?
Let's get to our drive recap, brought to you by AutoZone. This was a game-changing play. Jalen Dye gets to the UCF quarterback.
Yeah, just unfortunate for UCF. Quarterback you lose 2 things. You lose the football, and Kansas gets it, and you lose Taven Jackson for the remainder of the game. Kansas gets it back right away, puts it in the end zone for another rushing touchdown. And to take the lead here in the fourth quarter, 27-20.
Jayhawks a week off a heartbreaking loss in which Jalen Daniels gave them the lead with 1:45 left, only to see the Jayhawks D allow the winning touchdown with 29 seconds left. Late in the play clock, and Les Leipold calls for the timeout. Well, this week's college football rankings are brought to you by what they need to kill this final 1 minute and 44 seconds in a game they trailed 14-0 as UCF dominated the first half. Patient run here. A pickup of 3 yards by LeSean Williams, who has 3 rushing touchdowns in this game for Kansas and has been the one-man answer to the red zone issues. UCF calls a timeout. He's got 1 more.
And Williams, big day today. Love the commitment to the run game, especially inside the red zone. Finding ways to take some pressure off Jalen Daniels, and it's been running the football. Offensive line, tight ends too, man. Give some props to the tight ends, doing a great job in the blocking game as well. You see Big 88 right there, decleating someone. But 4 has been tremendous with the ball, finding the end zone, getting in there, having himself a career day with those touchdowns. No low right now. Obviously, UCF has 1 timeout to go, 1:41. I think you go for the win if you're Kansas. I don't think losing a timeout for UCF is anything at the moment. They're going to get the ball with good field position. I think you got to go for the win.
This conference is too wild to think you can just punt the football away and hold on for the final minute.
I mean, their defense has been great in the second half. Don't get me wrong, so maybe there's some confidence, but you have one of the best quarterbacks in America who's done a great job all year. I'm going to trust 6 that he's going to make the right decision and see if he can win the game for us.
Turnover-free football for Jalen Daniels tonight. Run all the way, and he will be dropped. Knifing into the backfield to make the play is Najee Kelly.
From the size of these defensive ends, we knew that these guys would be a force coming off the edge, and you see 9 knife through, use the length of his arms. It will take the legs out of Jalen Daniels. I don't like it. Jalen's been accurate all year. He's terrific throwing the football. You have big tight ends that can get open for you. I would have let them see if they can get the first down.
The thing I love about this is you're now putting your trust in the Kansas defense. And if you told that to a Kansas fan
after last week,
yeah, they'd be like, what are you doing right now? 597 yards for Kansas, and it was still not enough to beat Cincinnati because they allowed 603 yards to the Bearcats.
I mean, you just saw UCF move down the field with their backup quarterback, so they're starting to get some momentum themselves offensively here in the fourth quarter, and now they're going to get great field position with plenty of time. Like I said, that timeout did not matter right now in this football game.
Back-to-back 3 and outs for Kansas, their 3rd straight punt. Antoine Jackson will return it from north to the 40, and then it's brought down, but There is enough time and good field position for UCF to work with here and see if Cam Fancher can lead the Knights to tie this thing up. Taven Jackson knocked out of the game here in the second half. That happened on that game-changing blow by Jalen Dye. Fancher won the job out of camp. He won it with consistency. However, in the opener against Jacksonville State, suffered a back injury, has not played since that game until tonight, because the other backup quarterback, Jakari Brown, is also out with an injury. 1:29 left, no timeouts remaining for either team. Fancher pressured, stays up, huge play, finds Kylan Fox. You can't take a sack there, and Fancher refused to go down.
Yeah, definitely without a timeout, you cannot take a sack. And there's that man again, Kamara, coming from the linebacking spot, putting pressure on the quarterback. But Fancher just refuses to go down, finds a way, minimal gain, but still gets out of bounds and saves probably about 10 to 15 seconds.
UCF has not scored in the second half. It was a 14-0 lead, scoring on all 4 possessions in the first half. Fancher in the pocket, delivering a strike to Carl Jenkins, the freshman, finding the perfect time for his first career catch. Montgomery jitterbugging to the 25-yard line.
You want to be in a hurry, but not out of control here offensively. Plenty of time, over a minute, clock stops on first downs.
But this is where drives have run into issues with penalties for the Knights. Fancher knows what he wants. Jenkins, 2 catches for the 3-star freshman. It's a first down, so clock momentarily stops for the ball to be spotted.
Well, I think they got him out of bounds too, so it won't start until the snap. Nice job by the freshman catching it and trying to find the sidelines to get out of bounds.
So clock will start on the snap. Fancher flushed. Awkward angle, just throwing this one away to fight for another down. Trey Lathan was there with the pressure.
It's Kamara is the difference maker here in the second half at that linebacking position as Scott Frost tries to go through that play call sheet. They'll figure out what they're gonna do. I think the biggest thing right now is whenever number 1 is blitzing defensively, he's finding a way to be disruptive. You gotta locate him, you gotta declare him, and maybe even get 4 hands on him because the quarterback does not have time.
43 seconds left. Fancher, 8 for 11 since entering for an injured Taven Jackson. He will throw. Confident, delivering, broken up. Denying the touchdown is the freshman, Austin Alexander.
What a play by Zero to get in there, Alexander. He's on an island right now. He's one-on-one. He gets beat inside, a little bit of a grab and pull.
You want a flag there?
Late in the game. You see the right hand hook around, probably warrants a flag, gets away with it.
Empty look here for Cam Fancher on a 3rd and 10. No timeouts, can't take a sack. Dancing. 1 man to beat, and he beats him. Fancher staying alive and incomplete. What a one-on-one battle. Running from Dak Brinkley the whole time. There's going to be 26 seconds left, 4th down.
Yeah, it's just backyard football at this point. You got to find a way. You got to find a way to survive. You got to find a way not to get sacked. And it's just you versus the other man. Can you stay up long enough to find someone, and just not enough juice on the football? And you're going to have to probably do that once again now.
4th and 10.
Everyone's gassed. You see Kansas right now, bunch of hands on hips. Can he muster up one more play?
Play clock winding down. Don't want to go backwards here. Fancher, incomplete. Kansas will hold on to win in Orlando. And a statement for the Jayhawks defense. And the 2 losses to Missouri and Cincinnati, they have been awful. But they found a way to step up when it mattered most.
And bring in the pressure and just miscommunication with the tight end, and just got to keep running your route. And Leipold punt man made the right decision. Let the defense go out there and win. And this defense played one heck of a second half after getting absolutely run through there in the first half.
Jalen Daniels, Lance Leipold connected at the hip, and how about the backflip hit by Emmanuel Henderson? You know, before Leipold was hired, it was a big deal if Kansas won 2 football games in the season. It's now a big deal if they lose 2 games this early. A bounce-back performance that the Jayhawks desperately needed. For UCF, they dropped to 0-2 in Big 12 play.
Yeah, major win for Kansas, devastating loss a week ago. This team feels like they should be 5-1, no losses in the conference. But still, to only have 1 loss within Big 12 play, you feel good. Going on the road against a quality opponent